My loves, today we are talking about all the layers of the virtue, the soul quality known as compassion. I think there's never not a good time. Is that even good grammar? It's always a good time to talk about compassion, but particularly now as people are losing their homes and their minds and their livelihoods and their direction. If we can just hold each other a little more tenderly for where we are on the path, whether we're on the path of destruction or infinite blessings. So maybe we want to take a deep breath right now. If you want, just close your eyes. Let your mind drop into the center of your heart. Your breathing is natural, meaning you inhale and exhale through your nose. Your mouth is closed. And you feel that warmth in your heart, as the Buddhists would say, warm, friendly, and luminous. It's that golden quality that is always within the body. The doorway is the heart, and we just need to bring our minds to it. And that's where all the compassion is. Here we go. Compassion, compassion, compassion. Compassion is the victory of the heart. All right, so here's a mini glossary of some Buddhist terminology and perspective, because we're going to be drawing a lot on Buddhist ideology for compassion. Compassion is defined as the wish for all beings to be free of suffering and the causes of suffering. Love that. Loving kindness. Loving kindness is the first of the 4 perfect virtues, quote unquote, the perfect virtues or states of being. So just side note, all 4 virtues are loving kindness, also known as metta or maitri, compassion, also known as karuna, sympathetic joy or empathy, also known as mudita, and equanimity, which is also known as upekkha. Loving kindness, compassion, sympathetic joy or empathy, and equanimity. Those are the 4 perfect virtues. The hungry ghost, love any discussion about the hungry ghost. The hungry ghost, I look at it as this energetic cluster of intense emotional needs. The hungry ghost is very insatiable, never satisfied. The jewel in the lotus refers to the beautiful lotus that emerges from mucky mud. It's an obvious metaphor for the true nature of being that gets revealed from challenges. It's your heart, really. Bodhisattva. A bodhisattva is a person who has attained enlightenment, but they, quote unquote, postpone nirvana in order to help others attain enlightenment. So my way of putting that is the bodhisattva keeps returning to this dimension to assist others, even though they could peace out and move on to nirvana. Kuan Yin. She is the deity, also referred to as the goddess of compassion, and she has vowed to keep returning until all beings are freed from sorrow. All right, let's officially enter into compassion. Compassion for ourselves, for each other, for everyone, everywhere. Start with a quote from Thich Nhat Hanh. Only your compassion and your loving kindness are invincible and without limit. So compassion, as I mentioned in Buddhism, is the wish for all beings to be free of suffering and the causes of suffering. That is thorough and all-inclusive. So this includes, I hope it's obvious, self-compassion. And this kind of intention for all beings to be free of suffering and the causes of suffering, this kind of intention requires some real work. Compassion is more than just a loving wish that we offer to others and to ourselves. Compassion is a sense of purpose, and we have to cultivate it, and we do that with reflective practice. So we have to put the work in our inner life and the outer world. Compassion is a virtue. It's not an emotion. It's a higher state of being. And this is really what I'm interested in with heart-centered is cultivating, bringing in the virtues. We do that by cleansing. So compassion is the opposite of passion. Passion is an emotion, and all emotion is generated in the subconscious, but passion specifically is an emotion that's generated by the ego self. Emotional passion is what I'm calling it, because I'm going to break down the definitions of other kinds of passion here, but let's just call this emotional passion. Emotional passion is exactly what we want to filter through our heart mind. It needs the filtering. And we can turn that kind of passion into gold for goodwill to use in all directions. So let's break down passion a bit more. Sometimes passion is what leads to a breakdown. The term passion is often used interchangeably with enthusiasm or exuberance. We're excited, and that is a beautiful commitment. It's high vibrating energy that we can point in the right direction. Yes to enthusiasm. Yes to exuberance. Channeling our enthusiasm into something with deep purpose creates divine value. So, yes to all that kind of vitality. The passion we're talking about here is what I'm calling emotional passion. It's low vibe energy, and it comes from the subconscious. And this reaches far beyond just sexual heat. Wars are fueled by passion. Inhumanity and viciousness are like these dark sisters of passion. Passion drives greed and zealotry and every destructive ideology that we are contending with on the planet now, that we have been contending with for centuries, Krishnamurti, who's like my boyfriend, philosopher crush, says, when there is passion for something, for a person, for an idea, for some kind of fulfillment, then out of that passion there comes contradiction, conflict, and effort. Now, that's the dark side of passion: contradiction, conflict, and effort. So passion is like a fireball of subconscious energies. It's very erratic. It is fragmented, which is to say it's unwholesome. And by